Happy Easter to all of you. I'm Matthias, the Dean of St. John's Cathedral here in Hong Kong. May the peace and the love of the risen Christ be with you on this Easter week. What does Easter mean to you? About a week ago, when I woke up, I looked out the window and I couldn't see very far. There's heavy fog covering part of Hong Kong. And it reminded me of the story that I heard many years ago about the Battle of Waterloo on June the 18th, 1815, between Wellington and Napoleon. In those days, people used waving flags to pass on messages, and one of those signal stations was on top of Winchester Cathedral. It was late in the afternoon, and people had been waiting for the first news of the war. The news came, and it says, Wellington defeated. And then the fog came in. People couldn't tell whether there was anything after that message. But the news of the defeat spread immediately. They have lost the war. A great despair has come upon the people. And then suddenly the fog was lifted. There was more after the message. The message actually says, Wellington defeated the enemy. The whole country erupted into great joy. In the past few months, we have been going through a very difficult time with the spread of the coronavirus. With more than about 1.5 million people now worldwide have been afflicted, and close to 80,000 people have died. Many people died without their families being with them because of the lockdown. Well, here in Hong Kong, our lives have been greatly disrupted. Schools have been suspended. Workers have been working from homes. Our church services are cancelled. And people have been staying away from crowded places. Many restaurants, businesses, and shops are closing. Some temporarily, but some for good. And many people have lost their income. Many people lost their saving. Many people do not have a job waiting for them even after all this is over. It looks like the world has been defeated. Our sense of security has been crushed. We ask, when will this end? The situation with the coronavirus is almost like a Good Friday experience. Jesus, the Son of God, was crucified on the cross, and he died, and he was buried. But that was not the end of the story, because on the third day he rose again and appears to disciples many times as a proof of his resurrection. And those who encounter the risen Christ have their lives transformed. Easter is the day that God tells us he is in control. The victory belongs to him, and suffering do happens, and the fear and anxiety that we have are real, and they can be overwhelming. Yet his presence and love will carry us through. His resurrection tells us that even death could not contain him, and what is impossible has become possible. And through accepting him, we can experience the presence and the love of Jesus with us. There will be times that Christ will take away the pains and suffering we have. There will be times he doesn't do that. But what he does is he transforms them into experience, to know his power, to see his glory, and to also experience his love. How are you feeling these days? I suspect life has been difficult. But don't give up. Don't be discouraged. Christ is here and he understands. Trust in him and walk with him. Read your Bible, say your prayers, count the many blessings that God has given us, and make sure that we share our love and care to those around us, especially those who are in need. Then we'll experience the presence and the love of the risen Christ. Well, Easter is a time of hope. And this hopes give us peace and perseverance that we will endure through this ordeal. So happy Easter to all of you, and God bless you.